Yo, so let's open things up with Pack a Lunch, people. And yeah, out of our 13 fights, I think it was 7 went the distance, right? But just because they go the distance doesn't mean they're boring. You know, there were some good fights and people really, you know what I mean, put on display. It's like our first fight of the night, the lightweights, right? We had Mark Chonsky making his debut. The Shark was on a 10-fight win streak, going against Markel Medeiros, who, was meant to fight the week before. Things fell through. He was on an 8-fight win streak. And, man, like, Markel is good, but I think this may have been his best. I thought he was so sharp. Like, Chonsky looked a little stiff. But Chonsky, man, he was not looking to escape this fight. His leg got destroyed. Medeiros just took apart his leg. But Chonsky, many people would go, yeah, I can't. Like, Chonsky did not give up. He showed mad heart in this fight, but Medeiros was just in a flow state. He was putting things together so well. It's a point when Chonsky gets a takedown, gets into mount, right? Has the back, but, you know, Medeiros' defense was just on point. He just looked extremely good. And made a case for a really stellar matchup next time out and higher position on the card, because Markel Medeiros was on fire, right? So our next fight, we had, it was actually the next fight on the night, right? It was Yanal Ajmuz against Quinlan Salakid. And boy, Salakid was, again, another one that looked very friggin' good. This was another lightweight clash. And yeah, like, Ajmuz just didn't really have any sort of answers for Quinlan, who was just really, really frigging sharp. Like, the lightweight division, man, there's talent in a lot of these divisions, right? But lightweight has definitely got some young guns coming. And Quinlan Salakid, he's one of them cats, because the way he was putting things together, the way he was selecting his shots, it was just super impressive, people. Super impressive. Right, so we had the ladies, you know? So we had the ladies. And it was one of them fights that was just a bit, right, just a bit funky. And it, you know, they headlined the early prelims, right? I'm talking Ariana Da Silva against Wong Kong, and Ariana missed weight crazily, right? It's meant to be a flyweight, 125. It ended up fighting at a catch weight of 132 pounds, which is insanity. And Da Silva did not look like she tried to make weight. She was so much bigger in there. So much bigger. It was insanity. You know what I mean? But Kong, yo, you know what I mean? She wasn't phased one bit. One little bit. She didn't give a fuck, right? She was just doing her thing, which was super impressive because she didn't shy away from the challenge. She was there to show out, and that's what she did. Right? Put De Silva down with leg kicks. Put her down again in the fight. And just, you know, and De Silva, you know, she landed some good shots, some heavy shots. And you just think with that extra weight, because although it's a catch weight 132, what did she weigh in there? Because she was bigger, clearly bigger. And so the way Kong approached this fight, right, and just put together combinations, right, just went at Silva. Man, Kong, like, he's called the Joker, but man, she was a methodical. She was a, you know, you could call her Hannibal Lecter because, yeah, you know what I mean? She was just coming. She was coming. She was not to be deterred, and she looked very good. So, oh, whoa to the next person that has to fight Wong Kong. You know? Hey, so on the prelims proper, we opened up with a welterweight clash. Chaos Williams against Andreas Gustafsson. Gustafsson was making his debut, right? Was meant to fight the week before, but that fight fell apart. And yeah, so this one, and I thought, man, this Chaos is good, right? Chaos has got submissions and he's got that knockout power, but Gustafsson just overwhelmed Williams. Overwhelmed him. And it wasn't even, right? Because it wasn't like Gustafsson is just finesse personified. But he just rushed Williams and just smothered him. Throwing shots, leaning on him. And after that first round, you could see that Williams was drained. Right? He was tired, which wasn't good. Right? Like, how are you tired after the first round? So, I don't know if Chaos entered with an injury or if he took it lightly. I don't know, right? And I don't even think he could take it lightly because Gustafsson wasn't his first opponent, right? So it was just a little baffling on the performance because he didn't look himself. You know what I mean? And you can have off nights, right? You can definitely have off nights. But yeah, hats off to Andreas Williamson, Gustafsson even, because he had a great debut, right? He got the win over Chaos Williams, and he landed very good shots. Very good shots, man. He was looking for the finish. He was looking to do his thing, and yeah, he put on a good debut performance. Right, so hats off to Andreas Williams. Gustafsson. I don't know what was wrong with me, people. We then had the heavyweights. Right? We had the heavyweights. Literally the next fight. Sergey Spivak against Waldo Cortez Acosta. And this fight, I don't even know what the fuck happened with this fight because I gave it to Spivak, right? And that's not even because I chose Spivak on the last episode. No. But I just thought what Spivak did right? He was moving forward. He was landing combinations. He was landing shots. Costa was big, right? And you know, he did land as well. But I just didn't see how you could give it to Spivak. One judge gave it 30-27 to Acosta Cortez, which I thought was bonkers. Right? And the other two gave it 29-28, which is fine. But I say Spivak. I honestly do not know how this fight went the other way. This one really baffled me, because I thought Spivak gave a good performance. Right now, I do think he let Cortez Acosta back into the fight, but I still think Sergey Spivak won that fight and, you know, was robbed essentially. You know what I mean? That's what I thought, man. That's what I thought. I'd be interested to know what everyone else thought of that one, because I thought that was fucking crazy. Right? So, yeah, the bantamweight clash between Patchy Mix and Mario Batista. Right? Listening to the Anik and Florian podcast, because I was always thinking, Patchy, how did he get Patchy? Right? But his real name's Patrick. So, okay, right. That makes sense. Because I'm like, was he christened Patchy? But yeah, like, as I said with this fight, right? I'd seen Patchy fight, and he is extremely good. And it wasn't taken away from Mario Batista, because I think Mario Batista is really good. But I just thought with the weapons Mix has, I thought he was going to win this fight, right? But I don't think he shot until the third round, which was kind of baffling. Now, I know he took this fight on short notice, right? So maybe it was an energy thing, I don't know. But he did look a bit like he was stuck in quicksand in this fight. While Mario Batista, my man was sharp. His hands were fast, people. So fast. Man, he looked very fucking good. Right? Because when you think about that night, right? You've got the champion fighting. Right? The champion defending his belt. And if he wins, who's next? Right? You think there's all these there's people making their statement for, contention. But Batista is on this crazy win streak. 7 fight win streak. No one else is. So you think, like, Batista, a good performance gets him closer to that belt, right? And that was the kind of performance he put on. Now he didn't get the finish, but he's, like, however Patchy Mix was looking, right? Even though he looked a little sluggish, he's still a tough opponent, right? So, Batista didn't get the finish, but he did put on a extremely impressive show, right? Looked sharp as fuck. It was a bit sad that there wasn't time for him to get an interview, because biggest win of his career. Now, I mean, Aldo probably is, right? Because you know what I mean. Aldo was the GOAT, right? So yeah, but I think when you consider Aldo not in his prime when they fought, but Patchy Mix definitely was. So it was a fantastic performance by Mario Batista. And we end things with the middleweight clash, right? The featured bout of the night. We had Kelvin Gastelum against Joe Pyfer. And man, like Kelvin Gastelum has put on some just tremendous performances, right? He's finish of Michael Bisping in Hong Kong. He's finish of, oh my days, what's homie's name? He's an army vet. Oh my mind's gone blank. Tim Kennedy. He's finished Tim Kennedy. Impressive as fuck. Right? He's fight with Israel Adesanya that's going into the Hall of Fame. Impressive. Tenacity. All of that jazz. Winning the Ultimate Fighter. Kelvin Gastelum can fight. But I don't know, man. Like, because wars definitely, they take something out of you. You know? A war can take something out of you. And I do think that Israel Adesanya fight took something out of Kelvin Gastelum. Because he's never really looked the same since. And in this fight, it was essentially all Joe Pyfer. Kelvin, you know, he obviously got off some shots and everything like that, but at no point did you think that Kelvin Gastelum was going to win this fight. At no point. You know, he didn't look like he had the ability to change the game plan. Right? And I think toughness only takes you so far. Having a good chin can be very detrimental. You know what I mean? And yeah, like Joe Pyfer just, I mean, after being finished, right? Now he came back, got a win. But it's still trying to reestablish himself, to show the world that Joe Pyfer is not, let's say, a one-hit wonder, right? That he has aspirations, right? He is chasing that belt. He is chasing that status, that legacy. And he put on a performance, you know, even though he wasn't able to get the finish, but it's Kelvin Gastelum who is tough as fuck, right? Joe Pyfer definitely, you know, showed he's a problem. He's a threat. Now, you do feel that Sean Brady is probably next for the belt. But Joe Pyfer, you know, he's looking to put together performances to get him in that place. And a win like this, you know, it wasn't perfect. But it's a building block, right? It's a building block to where Pyfer wants to go. And so with this, he's drawn that line in the sand and said, I am here to stay. So yeah, people, that is pack a lunch, baby. And hey, what's coming next? Woo! Because we had some incredible finishes, people. Incredible.